Well, folks, here again for the weekly forecast. During this last week, we had pretty much an uneventful week for precipitation. We did see some colder temperatures begin to move in as we got to the second half of the week, and that looks to be the trend as we go through these next couple of weeks. Much below normal temperatures on average, and we do have some cases where we'll see some snow fall within the region. It's just a matter of when will it happen and what the quantities will be. So let's get right to the forecast and see how we might see this week progress. We have this northwest flow aloft that's brought in this cool weather. We also have another system that's going to come down in this northwest flow and deep in this U.S. trough, and that's going to pull in much colder weather. So as we progress through today, we'll start to see clouds on the increase from north to south, and we'll also start to see the chance for flurry activity across extreme northeastern Nebraska as this upper level wave begins to approach most of the northern portion of Nebraska. Now, as we go into tomorrow, we'll start to see that part of the energy moves over the western Great Lakes, and we see this another wave of energy moving down across the Rocky Mountains that will start to slide into our region. And this is expected to once again generate some precipitation across the western part of the state, particularly in the afternoon hours, and more so as we get into Monday. The big question is, where will the overall snowfall occur? And right now it's pointing toward the western half of the state with the best chances for significant accumulations. By significant, right now 2 to 4 inches. Eastern part of the state less than 2 inches. So here we go on Monday. The system drops down and another piece of energy moves through our region, but the cold air is going to be in place, and it looks like it's going to be very brutal temperatures. In fact, the coldest temperature will probably come somewhere in the midweek period, and we can see that as we get into Tuesday, the straight flow right from the Arctic Circle straight southward. We'll be looking at highs that are going to be at least 20 degrees below normal on Tuesday and Wednesday. Very difficult to reach the 20-degree mark in many locations across the state. As we get into Wednesday, we'll start to see some relief in terms of the cold polar plunge, but we have another reinforcing shot of energy that is bringing some of that moisture across eastern Nebraska. Now, a little bit uncertain as to where the exact placement of this snowfield will be, but this doesn't look to be a big event. But just like a couple weeks ago, the same type of scenario set up, and we actually seen that wave move a little bit farther west and drop some fairly significant snowfall. The one thing about it with these cold temperatures, it isn't going to take a lot of moisture to get a couple inches. So we should pay attention that the conditions for Monday and also on Wednesday may change, and we actually see more significant moisture than is currently forecasted by the models. Now, as we get into Thursday, we'll start to see the ridge starting to move in, and we'll bring some warmer temperature to western Nebraska, and we'll get some slight relief in eastern Nebraska. But more importantly, as we get into Friday, we are going to start to see some milder Pacific air trying to work over the Rocky Mountains, and we'll get a down sloping component. So we should easily move it back up into the 50s across western Nebraska, and we'll probably be in the 40s across eastern Nebraska. But buyer beware. Look in the Pacific Northwest. Another system is expected to drop down rather rapidly for next weekend, and once again generate another week of very cold temperatures with several more opportunities for precipitation. So let's take a look at the temperature forecast. You can see that we're on a downswing all the way through the middle of the week before we start to increase our temperatures as we get toward the end of next week. As we look at the 8 to 14-day forecast from next Thursday to the following Tuesday, once again we get another cold polar plunge, and in terms of precipitation, with those storms coming in, a significant increase in moisture across the southern, central, and northern Rockies.